Alrighty. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to another live edition of Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host for this evening, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Coming at you live on the U to the Tube. What a week it has been for pro wrestling. Got a lot to talk about tonight. This weekend is going to be pretty action-packed, but a lot's happened this week in pro wrestling. We got a big return to Stardom in the form of Kairi Hojo or Sane. We'll preview the card for Stardom's upcoming Cinderella Journey pay-per-view. We got WWE Elimination Chamber for tomorrow. Got to preview that. We'll recap NXT Vengeance Day. We got the Wrestling Observer newsletter awards for 2021. I'm going to go through some of those and, talk a little bit of AEW, but got a lot to talk about tonight. It's been pretty crazy. Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes are leaving AEW. It's like Cody's going to be going to WWE. We may be getting Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Simply Deep, 1985. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. But we got quite a lot to talk about. A whole lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into this. So first thing I want to talk, World Wonder Ring Stardom. Lots going on. First of all, want to congratulate Thekla for another successful title defense of the SWA Championship. I believe this is her first title defense. She successfully defended the title against Saki Kashima. So that was another great defense there. Simply Deep says, I'm glad Kairi Hojo is back in her home where she's respected. Facts. And speaking of which, yes, it has finally happened as I predicted. Kairi Hojo has returned to Stardom. How's your night going? It's going pretty well. It's been a good day and evening. I can't complain. The weekend is here. Cannot complain. Hope your night has been going good as well. So yeah, Stardom had the press conference, and sure enough, the mystery woman was revealed to be Kairi Hojo. Now, she has returned as simply Kyrie in capital letters. But yeah, and she's going to be wrestling for the upcoming, the two big March shows, March 26th and 27th at the Ryogoku Kogikan. You know who else needs to return to Stardom? Toni Storm. Actually, I would not mind a Toni Storm return. I mean, when you think about it, Toni Storm has been one of the best SWA champions in Stardom history. And, I would totally be fine with a return of Toni Storm. Toni Storm is excellent. She's done very well in Stardom, as well as Piper Niven, as well as Bea Priestley. So many foreigners have done very well in Stardom. So I totally would not mind a Toni Storm return to Stardom. So yeah, sign me up for that. My night is going good. Thanks for asking. Good to hear. So yeah, with this conference, Kairi Sane made her appearance, and then of course, out of nowhere, Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka of Cosmic Angels, although Tam was a little bit nicer than Unagi. Since when is Unagi Sayaka the second in command of Cosmic Angels? Like, what the heck? since when does she now have some power and stroke to just go around and recruit people and stake her claim? Tam Nakano better get that under control, because Unagi Sayaka has been a little obsessive with power, it seems, or at least attempting to be. Simply Deep says, anybody except Brandy Rhodes. She kind of suck in Stardom. Yeah, Brandy, I think wrestling might not be really for her. I do applaud her effort. She has had some matches where she has done decent, but I do agree she's not that great of a wrestler. So that's the thing. Let's see. Asuka needs to go back to Stardom as well. Wait, Asuka was in Stardom before? Really? I don't think I've ever... Really? She's been in Stardom before? I mean, I haven't followed Stardom since its debut, but Asuka's been in Stardom before? Interesting. I did not know that. I figure she's wrestled all around different promotions in Japan, you know, like Reina. But I didn't know she wrestled in Stardom. I don't think she's ever wrestled in Stardom. Io Shirai has, but Asuka, I don't think Asuka has ever wrestled in Stardom. But somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. You might be right. You might be right. Because like I said, I haven't kept up with Stardom since its debut. So you might be right. But let me see. So pretty much Kyrie wants to face Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka at the Ryogoku shows, Stardom World Climax. And she has chosen Mayu Iwatani to be her tag partner. So look forward to a tag team match. What do you think of the women's wrestling promotion called WoW Superheroes? I haven't seen a lot of it, but I like what they have. I haven't seen a whole lot of it, but I like what they have from what I've seen. It's been a while, but I like them. I like WoW. I can't say that I have anything against WoW. You know, it's not one that I'd say I consistently follow, but I don't have anything against WoW. I don't really follow Stardom like that, but I thought she was in a lot of wrestling promotions in Japan. Oh yeah, she was. She most definitely. She was all over the place. She's even wrestled in Shimmer. I've known for a lot of her appearance in Shimmer. That's how I personally know Asuka. She's wrestled in Shimmer as Kana, of course. She's wrestled before in Chikara. So she's been all over the world. So we're going to get Kairi Sane and Mayu Iwatani versus Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka. Not only that, Kairi Sane also got attacked by Oedo Tai. So already her setting foot back in Stardom, and she gets attacked by Oedo Tai. So that's something to, really show that business is picking up quite a bit in Stardom. Not only that, Saya Kamatani went to apologize to Kyrie for, spreading the secret, breaking the news. And apparently Kyrie surprised her from behind, and it looks like Kyrie might be interested in going after the Wonder of Stardom Championship that Saya Kamatani currently holds at some point. But here's the weird thing. There's another mystery woman. And apparently Saya Kamatani was all up in her face. So it doesn't just end with Kyrie. Apparently there's another mystery woman. Now, my other guess was potentially Arisa Hoshiki, but I'm being told by some friends that it may possibly be Sayori Ano, which I don't know that much about her. I've only seen YouTube videos of her, but she looks pretty legit. So who knows? Maybe we'll eventually find out who this second mystery woman is, but there's a second mystery woman. It's crazy. But quite a lot to look forward to in Stardom. Business has really picked up. Kyrie has returned home, and she quoted that she's in her best shape. She's ready to get back in that ring. And you know what? It doesn't really surprise me because I figured that Kyrie wanted one last run in Stardom, because you got to remember, she's 33, she's married. Something tells me at some point she's probably going to want to start, maybe working towards having a family. So I originally took this as one last big run in Stardom, perhaps before she goes to start a family with her husband. That's my guess, but we'll see what happens with that. Now, we got an upcoming Stardom pay-per-view. We got Cinderella Journey on February 23rd on pay-per-view. So definitely want to go over the card for that. Let's see. Here we go. I can't say that it's a ginormous card, but it's a nice little something before it gets to the March pay-per-views. Hey, Mamba, good to see you. Welcome. I really hope Finley and Christian get those Hall of Fame spots. Finley has done a lot for women's wrestling, and it seems like Stephanie McMahon is the one that gets all of the credit for its growth. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see both of them in the Hall of Fame as well. Christian, to be honest, I don't know if they're going to put Christian in the Hall of Fame. As much as I would love to see that happen, I'm kind of hesitant. I don't know if they'll do it. Because, I mean, Victoria's not in the Hall of Fame, and just there's still a lot of known names out there that I feel should be in the Hall of Fame that aren't in the Hall of Fame. Like, how the heck are the Bella Twins in the Hall of Fame, but not Mickie James? You know what I mean? Not Victoria. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of hesitant. Both of them would be nice. Christian, I just don't see it happening. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, they just announced The Undertaker, but Christian, I don't feel like they're going to do. But I hope I'm wrong. So looking at this card for Cinderella Journey. This will be in Nagaoka, February 23rd. So we got a few title matches, just a few title matches. So we have a three-way match, looks like. Yeah, we got a three-way match, which I assume this is going to be the pre-show. We got Mai Sakurai, who just recently joined Donna Del Mundo, will be taking on Cosmic Angels Waka Tsukiyama and Oedo Tai's Rina. Honestly, I think Mai Sakurai probably may get the victory, but mainly because she just joined Donna Del Mundo. But it wouldn't surprise me if Rina ended up winning. But you know what? I'm gonna take a chance and say Mai Sakurai gets the victory. You know what? She currently holds the singles victory over Waka Tsukiyama, so I think she may win this. This three-way. So I'm gonna go Mai Sakurai, or as Donna Del Mondo's been calling her, Sakurai. Because you got to remember, the ladies in Donna Del Mundo have single names. So we got that. We have the Future of Stardom Championship on the line, as Hanan will make another defense against fellow star stablemate Momo Kogo. And you know what? I got a feeling this is going to be a good match. I've taken a liking to Momo Kogo. So I have a feeling this is going to be a good match, between two rookies. I mean, Hanan's been really showing that she's been deserving of that Future of Stardom title. And you know what? I think Hanan's going to retain, but I think this will be a really good match. I want to see these two ladies, what they really got. And I just hope for a great match. But I'm going Hanan to retain the Future of Stardom Championship. Okay. We got ourselves a tag team match. Queen's Quest. We got Queen's Quest, Lady C, and Utami Hayashishita taking on Oedo Tai's Momo Watanabe and Ruoka. Now, I know it hasn't been that long ago since Lady C joined Queen's Quest, but she's still a rookie. She's still one of the main rookies that will take the pin, and I don't see this as any different. So unfortunately, I'm picking Oedo Tai's Momo Watanabe and Ruoka to win this match, and Lady C will take the pin. I mean, despite her being teamed up with the leader, Utami Hayashishita, which, like I said before, is today's ace of Stardom, I don't see Utami and Lady C winning this match. So I'm going Oedo Tai to win this tag match. We got ourselves another tag team match as we have Tam Nakano from Cosmic Angels teaming up with Mayu Iwatani of Stars to take on Oedo Tai, Saki Kashima, and Fukigen Death. Personally, I'm so sick of Fukigen Death. I like Saki Kashima, but I'm so sick of Fukigen Death. So I'm picking Mayu and Tam to win this match, but you just never know. You never know. But, Saki Kashima and Fukigen Death have teamed up quite a good bit lately, so yeah. Let's see. We got a 6-woman tag team match. Got a Donna Del Mundo showdown. So this is interesting. So we got one team is made up of Julia, Mirai, and Thekla, and they'll be taking on Donna Del Mundo's stable mates of Shuri, Himeka, and Micah. Now, this could be the beginning of seeds planted to start the upcoming, at some point in the future, split of Donna Del Mundo. And you know what? With Shuri and Julia, who were former Goddess of Stardom tag team champions before Hazuki and Koguma dethroned them, I think the time has come to really start planting that seed. And you know what? I'm going to go on a limb and say that this match is going to end in a draw. Yep, I think this match is going to end in a draw. I think they need to really, really build this story up more and more up to the point where they split. Because you got to also remember, in March, Julia has a World of Stardom Championship title shot against Shuri, night 1. And then, of course, Mayu Iwatani gets the winner in night 2. So, John Fiddler, who is your favorite sweaty man? I'm going to assume you mean who's my favorite wrestler, and I will say the Great Muta. Favorite male wrestler is the Great Muta. Favorite female wrestler, Gail Kim. Favorite male tag team, the Motor City Machine Guns. Favorite female tag team? You know what? I really kind of like the idea of Hikaru Shida and Shuri. But yeah. Who are your favorites? Mamba says, I think Vince will do right by Cody Rhodes. Bobby and Drew left WWE to rebrand themselves, and now they are WWE's top stars. Don't see why that can't be Cody. Here's the thing with that, Mamba. It's already very suspect, Cody leaving AEW, a place that really gave him the golden ticket to establish himself, as well as a lot of other things, being, part of that staff, part of the birth of AEW. and he's leaving that to go to the competitor, WWE. Like, it doesn't look right. WWE, where he last was and was Stardust, and you saw how that went. Like, they made an absolute fool out of Cody and the Stardust character. So, me personally, Mamba, I don't get the decision. I really don't get the decision. I mean, word is that it may have to do with, loss of creative power or booking power or whatnot, but he had such a big platform and he had such freedom with AEW, and I don't see what Vince could possibly offer as like some sort of big incentive for Cody to just jump ship like that to a place that made him look like a fool his last stint. I don't get it. I mean, I hope it works out for him, but maybe Vince is going to give him the entire kingdom. But me personally, I wouldn't trust Vince. I really wouldn't trust him personally. John Fiddler says, I love Mickie James and Liv Morgan. Great wrestlers. Mickie James, definitely got a chance to meet Mickie James. She's awesome. Liv Morgan, she's in the Elimination Chamber. I know a lot of people want to see Liv Morgan as champion. I just don't think WWE sees her as championship material. I hope I'm wrong. I love Liv Morgan. She's great. I've loved her ever since she was on NXT. I always thought she had potential, but I just don't think WWE sees her as championship potential, unfortunately. So I hope I'm wrong, though. I really hope I'm wrong. So yeah, the 6-woman tag match I think will end in a draw. The Donna Del Mundo showdown. Mamba says, I heard Vince offered a huge contract. You can also put championship runs in your contract. I mean, huge contract is nice. I get it. But like I said, if I remember correctly, wasn't Gallows and Anderson offered huge contracts to re-sign? And you saw how that went. And they were gonna give Kenny Omega the kingdom at some point, but you best believe that Kenny Omega wouldn't be able to beat Kenny Omega in the WWE. So I hope it works out for Cody, Mamba, but I would not trust Vince. Because all it takes is just one moment for him to just sweep the rug from under Cody, and then he's screwed. Because he'll already be locked in, contract-wise. I mean, shoot, you already see they're not going to release Mustafa Ali. They're not going to release him. So it's WWE. That's the whole thing. I mean, I wish the best for everybody in WWE. I mean, some of my favorite wrestlers are also in WWE, but I don't trust when it comes to the higher powers over at WWE and the booking and all that. That's all. Let's see. Continuing with this card, we have a high-speed championship match as Starlight Kid of Oedo Tai, the champion, will defend against Queen's Quest Azumi. I expect this to be another high-speed showdown of greatness between these two, but I think Starlight Kid is going to continue to ride the wave of success she's had with Oedo Tai and as high-speed champion, and I believe that Starlight Kid will successfully defend the title against Azumi. So I think she will retain. But like I said, Azumi, great high-speed wrestler, a former high-speed champion. So should be great. Should be really great. We have the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles on the line as the champs, Hazuki and Koguma of Stars will defend against Cosmic Angels, Mina Shirakawa, and Unagi Sayaka. Now, Unagi Sayaka and Mina Shirakawa have been somewhat strong recently, but I don't see them dethroning Hazuki and Koguma. So I'm going to say Hazuki and Koguma retain the Goddess of Stardom tag titles. And then what I assume will be the main event, the Wonder of Stardom Championship, the Golden Phoenix, Saya Kamitani, will defend against Donna Del Mundo's Natsupoi. Should be quite an interesting matchup. Both are capable of high speed. You know, Saya Kamitani's a little taller, not too much taller, but this will be a great test for Saya Kamitani. And I believe she too will retain the white belt, but it'll be close. It'll be really close. So no, I don't see any title changes happening with this pay-per-view. But, you know, I think, you know, it's a pretty decent card for this month. And then as it's leading up to the pay-per-view in March. And like I said, we got what? 1, 2, 4. We got 4 championship matches for the Cinderella Journey pay-per-view. So that should be good. Should be really good. Mamba says, I would give Cody the Intercontinental Championship so he can revive the prestige of the title, just like The Miz did. Then give him a world title run. Can the prestige of the Intercontinental title be revived? I mean, I don't know if it can be revived, to be honest with you, Mamba. I mean, I know Sami Zayn just dethroned Shinsuke Nakamura to become a 3-time Intercontinental Champion, but I don't think they see the Intercontinental Championship as important anymore. I mean, look at the run Shinsuke had. I don't know if prestige can be restored in the Intercontinental Championship, because it's at the point where it rarely gets defended. I really miss the old white belt design, but I don't know. And Cody, at the level that Cody is now, with how he's been established, I can't see them giving him a mid-card title on his return to WWE. I could be wrong, but I don't know. With who he is now, starting him off on his return with a mid-card title, I don't know if I see them doing that. But we shall see. I hope some prestige can be revived with the Intercontinental Championship, because lately it hasn't been treated with prestige. But so yeah, that is your Cinderella Journey pay-per-view in Nagaoka. That'll be February 23rd. So definitely looking forward to that. There won't be any English commentary for that, unfortunately. So won't be able to check out any English translations, but I'm still going to enjoy the pay-per-view. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much. Oh yeah, that's right. A little bit more Stardom news. So Stardom World Climax is the name of the event for the 26th and 27th at Ryogoku. So they're going to be announcing the full card for that. And I was also reminded, New Blood, March 11th, New Blood #1 in Stardom, where we're going to see some talent from all over involved in New Blood. So New Blood will be in Shinagawa City, Shinagawa Inner City Hall in Tokyo. So check this out. They've already got some matches plan for this. So just a recap, as it said on the We Are Stardom Twitter page, definitely check that out. Give that a follow if you love Stardom. So it will be a new show centered around the new generation. Many players from other organizations will participate. Many wrestlers from other promotions will participate. And they said today will be the first announcements on the matches and participants. So, some of the matches that have been made. We got Queen's Quest, Saya Kamatani and Lady C versus Donna Del Mundo's Mirai and Mai Sakurai. So that's one tag team match announced. We got Cosmic Angels, Unagi Sayaka and Waka Tsukiyama taking on, from Marvelous Women's Pro Wrestling Promotion, Maria and Ai Hozan. So that's another match. We got a challenge from Starlight Kid. Starlight Kid challenged Haruka Umisaki from the Diana promotion. So it would be Starlight Kid and a partner of her choice versus Haruka Umisaki and a partner of her choice. So those are the only matches they have announced so far, but look forward to more. And that's March 11th. So New Blood number 1, March 11th. Stardom World Climax, March 26th and 27th. So a lot of action for Stardom to look forward to. We got the return of Kyrie, and still got the other mystery woman. So keep an eye out for that. Okay. Let's do a recap of NXT Vengeance Day. NXT Vengeance Day, it was all right, I guess. It was all right. We had a weaponized steel cage match. Tony D'Angelo versus Pete Dunne. And I tell you, I cringe every time Pete Dunne is bending fingers and just, oh man, using a monkey wrench to bend back fingers. Whenever it's like digits, fingers, toes, limbs, that makes me cringe. But I mean, we saw a bit of everything. I mean, trash cans, steel chairs, kendo sticks, toolboxes, just some of everything in this match. A crowbar. We saw crowbars in this match, and just, we saw tables, all sorts of weapons in this weaponized steel cage match. But it looks like perhaps this storyline, this rivalry may have finally come to an end, as the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne, was able to finish off Tony D'Angelo, hitting him with it took him 2 bitter ends to put away Tony D'Angelo. And with that being said and done, it looks like the Bruiserweight can start concentrating on looking towards maybe the North American title or even the main NXT title. So there's that. Mamba says, not gonna lie, I haven't watched NXT since 2019, so I have no idea what's been going on. So they established NXT 2.0. Lately, it's been hit or miss. It just depends. And they just started a new program called NXT Level Up, which is now on Fridays, 10 p.m. on Peacock. So Peacock exclusive. So 205 Live is dead, is no more. But now we have NXT Level Up on Fridays. Or excuse me, NXT Next Level. NXT Next Level. I'm sorry, Next Level. So that's on Fridays, Peacock exclusive. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm going to check it out probably between now and Sunday. But yeah, so NXT 2.0, NXT Next Level is what they got going. And Next Level is supposed to cater to like the new fresh talent. Supposedly. But we'll see. I haven't seen the first episode yet, so. We had the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships on the line as Toxic Attraction, JC Jane, Gigi Dolan, defended the titles against Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta. Definitely, the match was all right. Could have been better, but I definitely like the chemistry that Indy and Persia have. I also liked the ring gear they were rocking, that white silver ring gear that they were rocking. Definitely in sync there. But I definitely like this team of Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta. Although personally, I would not mind if Indy went on a singles run. I think there's going to be a time, maybe hopefully soon, that Indy Hartwell can start concentrating on a singles run. But we'll see. Toxic Attraction did retain the titles. I am not a fan of their double team finisher, that high-low kick combination. They need a different double team finisher, personally. I thought it was weak and lame, but Toxic Attraction retains the tag titles, but they really need to change their double team finisher. So we had a really dumb segment with Grayson Waller and L.A. Knight. I mean, honestly, the whole restraining order thing was just really dumb. So I'm not even going to go into that. It was really dumb. We had a really great North American Championship match as Carmelo Hayes defended the title against Cameron Grimes, North Carolinian. This was an awesome match. Definitely enjoyed this match. It was back and forth. I mean, it really could have gone either way, but Carmelo Hayes was able to pick up the victory. And you know what? I don't think it's over between these two. Cameron Grimes has been putting on great matches, which, you know, I've watched Cameron Grimes for a long time, ever since Chikara. So I have a feeling that it's not over between these two. But a great match. Great match. Mamba says, kind of sad that 205 Live ended. I had so much hope for it when it started. I stopped caring about it when Pac left. Yeah, 205 used to be really great, especially when, you know, a lot of stuff after the Cruiserweight Classic. They were really booking some great matches, great matchups. I mean, you had a lot of great talent as part of 205 Live. So I usually tuned into 205 Live pretty consistently back then. But then just it started going downhill and it just wasn't the same anymore. It really wasn't. And then they started adding the ladies in there, which I mean was, you know, I had no problem with, but it really didn't represent well afterwards. You know what I mean? So and once they retired the Cruiserweight Championship, you know, when they did the unification match, it was a matter of time before 205 Live would be shut down and in the ground. So we had the finals of the men's Dusty Tag Classic, which pit Diamond Mine's Creed brothers against MSK. All night, all day. Now, this too was a really great tag match. These two teams really worked each other. Was definitely enjoying the mess out of this match. And sure enough, the Creed brothers are your new 2021, or I guess 2022 Dusty Tag Classic winners. The Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius Creed of Diamond Mine. So MSK, once again, in the finals this year. They won it last year, but lost in the finals this year. I guess all that work and training and scooter riding with the shaman, Riddle, didn't pay off in the end. It's a bummer. But hey, MSK will be all right. They're a great tag team. They've already been NXT tag champs. So, I mean, they'll be fine. But we can look forward to the Creed brothers getting a future tag title opportunity. So, should be good. And of course, right now, the tag titles are held by Imperium. We had a very interesting segment where Solo Sikoa stepped to Imperium and mainly stepped to Walter. I'm sorry, Gunther. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Solo Sikoa has been undefeated, and he's stepping up to the big guy. Well, looks like he's going to be fed to Gunther and will eat his first loss to Gunther. Not sure how I feel about that, but I guess his first loss had to happen at some point, and it looks like it's going to happen to him. So, yeah. The main event, the NXT Championship. As the champion, Bron Breakker defended against Legado del Fantasma's leader of Santos Escobar. And of course, Mr. Ziggles had to try to get involved and interfere. Almost costed Bron Breakker the match. But thankfully, Bron Breakker held strong. Tommaso Ciampa came out to... Well, actually, he was... I'm pretty sure that this was going to happen at some point. But, I mean... I was thinking he was going to try to interfere with Mr. Ziggles interfering in the match. But it was afterwards. But still... came through, fought each other off to the point where it's one-on-one again. Not for long, as Bron Breakker was able to finish off Santos Escobar. And sure enough, got him with a Gorilla Press Slam, and Bron Breakker retains the NXT Championship over Santos Escobar. So, well fought, despite the interference from Dolph Ziggler. But I'm pretty sure we're going to continue to see more Dolph Ziggler on NXT 2.0. For sure. So, now that the men's Dusty Tag Classic is out of the way, we got the women's Dusty Tag Classic to look forward to, which I'm pretty sure we know we're going to have Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade as a team. We know we're going to have Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray as a team. We know we're going to have Persia Pirotta, Indy Hartwell. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a team. And it looked like Wendy Chu was trying to recruit Dakota Kai, which that's a weird pairing, if you ask me. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. And of course, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez won the first one. So we'll see how this one goes. But I don't know. Some of those matchups are going to be kind of weird and random, if you ask me. Oh, yeah. Caden Carter, Casey Catanzaro, I'm pretty sure will be a team as well. Shoot, I could see them winning, personally. And then we still got the debut of Nikita Lyons to look forward to. I think that's going to be popping. I think that's this coming Wednesday. So look forward to that. Okay, let's look at some Elimination Chamber. Go ahead and give my predictions for Elimination Chamber. So, the card. We got Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. Honestly, I really don't care that much about this match. I'm going for Rey Mysterio, but I'm pretty sure something tells me that The Miz will probably win. I think The Miz will win. I mean, he recently lost at Royal Rumble, so I think The Miz will get back on track with a win at this pay-per-view, which will be taking place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. But I'm picking The Miz to defeat Rey Mysterio. We got a Falls Count Anywhere match. Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. I could care less about this match. Going Drew McIntyre, but honestly, I really don't care the outcome because I don't know why they keep having this matchup. I really don't. It's such a stupid storyline. Drew and Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, just it's such a dumb storyline. So I could care less about the match, but I'm picking Drew McIntyre. Whatever. We got the SmackDown tag team titles on the line as the Usos will defend the titles against the Viking Raiders. Now, I'm kind of at a crossroad with this one. Part of me feels like the Viking Raiders could indeed dethrone the Usos, but some way, somehow, the Usos just find a way. They just find a way. I'm gonna say the Usos retain, but it will not surprise me if the Viking Raiders won to become new SmackDown tag champs. It would not surprise me at all if they won. So, but I'm gonna say the Usos will probably retain. I hope I'm wrong, but that's my prediction. All right, we got ourselves the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Our competitors will be Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Nikki Ash, and Alexa Bliss. And we know for sure that Bianca Belair will be the last to enter into the chamber. Her pod will open last. Of course, the winner of this match will get Becky Lynch or whoever is holding the Raw Women's title. The winner of this match will get that woman at WrestleMania. Okay. Liv Morgan, Doudrop, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Nikki Ash, Alexa Bliss. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be Rhea Ripley. Don't think it's going to be Nikki Ash. Don't think it's going to be Doudrop. I honestly don't think it's going to be Bianca Belair. Alexa Bliss just, I mean, like I said, I was really hoping it was going to be somebody different to fill that last spot, but it was Alexa Bliss. I'm rooting for Liv Morgan personally, but Alexa Bliss might win this. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to root hard for Liv Morgan, but I think either her or Alexa Bliss will win the Elimination Chamber. Let's see. We got the Raw Women's Championship match as Becky Lynch will defend the title against Hall of Famer Lita. Here's the thing. I love Becky Lynch. I love Lita. I've met Becky Lynch. Would love to meet Lita as well. Hopefully someday. Here's the thing. Word on the street is that after Elimination Chamber, Lita doesn't really have any plans for anything after. And because of that is why I think she won't win the Raw Women's title. Because if anything, I think Becky will be dethroned at WrestleMania. So, as much and as cool as it would be to see Lita have one more championship run of some sort, the word is that she doesn't have any other plans. Doesn't have any plans with WWE after this show. Which, I mean, you can imagine why she's even on this Elimination Chamber, especially in Saudi Arabia. You know, payday, payday, payday. But I am curious to see if they give these women plenty of time. I mean, it's already a big deal that there's going to be 2 women's matches at the show. So there's that. But you know what? I would love to see how this match goes. It's a match that's never happened before. So I'll be curious to see how much time they give both these ladies. But I believe Becky Lynch will retain, mainly because I just don't see them having anything for Lita to warrant her having a title run. I hope I'm wrong, but I only say this because I don't see Becky Lynch being dethroned until WrestleMania. Alrighty. We got the Universal Championship on the line as the champ, the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, will defend against Goldberg. I really don't care about this match. Why is Goldberg... Well, I know why Goldberg is back. I mean, that's Saudi money. But... why does this have to happen? Why? Roman Reigns retains. I honestly don't see Goldberg winning. I think he's just back, paycheck, and then he'll be out. So I'm going with Roman Reigns to retain the Universal Championship. And then we have the men's Elimination Chamber, where the WWE Championship will be defended. Now, the contestants, the competitors, we know by default the champion, Bobby Lashley. We got Austin Theory, we got AJ Styles, we got Brock Lesnar, we got Riddle, and we got Seth freaking Rollins. I really, really hope I'm wrong about this prediction, but I think they are legit going to do what it seems like is being built up to happen, and that's Brock Lesnar will win the WWE Championship, and we're going to have a title versus title unification match at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. As much as I hate to say that, and as much as I would hate to see that, I think that's what's going to happen. So I think Brock Lesnar is going to win this Elimination Chamber and become the new WWE champion. It's really, and you know what the crazy thing is? You know what the crazy thing is? Look at the folks in the past that Brock Lesnar has beat to win the championship. The Rock, Kofi Kingston, Big E. It's like soon to be Bobby Lashley. See where I'm going at with this? Mamba says, I'm rooting for Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins, but I think Brock is going to win. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Brock is going to win as well. because I feel like they are building up for a title unification match at WrestleMania. Because you have to remember, Brock Lesnar has already chosen Roman Reigns. You know, he won the Royal Rumble. So. Oh, yeah. Hold up. There's a match that I forgot. There's totally a match that I forgot. It's also another match that I really don't care that much about. Got a third women's match. Women's tag team match. Sonia Deville and Charlotte Flair taking on Naomi and Ronda Rousey, which Ronda Rousey has to wrestle this match with one arm tied behind her back. I mean, this is our WrestleMania preview, I guess, because remember, Ronda Rousey will be taking on Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Who do I think is going to win this? I really don't care. But honestly, probably Charlotte and Sonia are probably going to win this match. I mean, I know this is Ronda Rousey's return match, but something tells me Naomi's going to eat the pin because, you know, if they're going to build up to Ronda Rousey dethroning Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair needs this victory here at Elimination Chamber. It's a tag team match, so I'm going to say Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville, but I could care less about this match, to be honest with you. I mean, Ronda Rousey teamed up with Naomi, just that's a weird pairing, but yeah. But that is your Elimination Chamber card. I mean, honestly, the only match on here that intrigues me the only two matches on here that intrigue me are Becky Lynch versus Lita and the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Those are really the only two matches that intrigue me. I mean, the Men's Elimination Chamber match doesn't really intrigue me because, like I said, I really feel like Brock Lesnar is going to win, and that just kills the whole vibe. So, but yeah, that's your Elimination Chamber card. Yeah. So, anyway, let's talk a little bit about AEW. I want to talk a little AEW. So, CM Punk has announced the stipulation he would like in his match against MJF at Revolution. And that is in the form of a dog collar match, which it'll be interesting to see how this goes down. But yeah, dog collar match. MJF, CM Punk. MJF doesn't look like he wants to have anything to do with it, but yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Mamba says Ronda Rousey and Naomi has no ties at all. Like you said, it's a very weird tag team. Very weird. Very weird. I really don't get it. But I guess they got to do something to build up WrestleMania since this is involving Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. So guess that's the best they can do. It's weird. But by the way, kudos to the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson and Lee Moriarty. The American Dragon versus the Tiger style. That was a good match. That was actually a really good match. That was back and forth, which, Lee I knew was going to lose. But that was still a great match. That was still a really great match. Had a great promo at the end, post-match. Bryan Danielson involving calling out Jon Moxley. He wants an answer from Jon Moxley. And, this is in regards to him teaming up with Bryan Danielson, taking over AEW, coaching up some of the young talent, stuff like that. And, Jon Moxley, he didn't say yes. He didn't say no. But he said, and I quote, "I'll leave it up to you, Bryan. I don't stand side by side with nobody till I bleed with them first." That's a big statement from Jon Moxley. It's a big statement. So like I said, it could happen. But at the same time, Jon Moxley right now is a lot more interested in beating the American Dragon one-on-one. We may still get that, but Jon Moxley has pretty much made his statement. And what a statement that was. So we have our, I guess it's going to be 3 competitors, but I guess we have our 3 competitors for the Face of the Revolution ladder match at Revolution. And it's all big guys. So now we're going to have Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow, and Keith Lee in this match. You know what? Watch them have a match for a 4th one, and that's when Miro returns. Or Miro returns as, the extra opponent. I think that would be a great way for Miro to return. Could you imagine that? Miro, Wardlow, Keith Lee, Powerhouse Hobbs? Shoot, that would be a great match. And a ladder match? That would be phenomenal. I would love to see that. Think about it. Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, and you add Miro, a returning Miro? Dude, that's main event worthy right there. I would love to see that. I think that's the match it should be. I know there's 3 right now, but I think that's the match it should be. Those 4. Let the big guys showcase. I think that would be cool. Those 4. I think that's a perfect 4 for the Face of the Revolution ladder match. I hope they do that personally. I really hope they do that. Let's see. Of course, we had Inner Circle War. Jake Hager, Chris Jericho versus Proud and Powerful. I mean, that was pretty back and forth. Seemed like a lot of folks were behind Proud and Powerful, though. At least from what I saw. And not only that, we saw a returning Eddie Kingston in the corner of Proud and Powerful. And sure enough, Proud and Powerful was able to pick up the victory. So I hope with that happening now, I hope that this is all over. Inner Circle's a done deal. And now Proud and Powerful can go on and start competing for the tag titles. Like I said, this is a faction that I felt really needs to be over and done. So I hope this is the nail in the coffin for that. And Proud and Powerful can move on, start building up to the tag titles. And then Jericho and Jake Hager, I don't know, they can do whatever the heck they want. But I think it's Proud and Powerful's time to really start getting built toward those tag titles. which are currently held by Jurassic Express. We had a very interesting no DQ match between two Latina sisters going at it, and Mercedes Martinez and Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa sporting the Kill Bill, the bride, Kill Bill ring gear, which I thought was really cool. But these two ladies, I mean, they battled it out. I enjoyed it. Too bad that table spot was kind of weird. Table bent a little bit. I mean, I guess it kind of broke. It just didn't go all the way through like I guess they hoped for. But I have to say, it was quite a great match. These two Latina sisters settled it in the ring. It was back and forth. Thunder Rosa was able to get the Thunder Driver onto some chairs. The Thunder Fire Driver, that is, onto some chairs, and was able to pin Mercedes Martinez for the 1, 2, 3. And afterwards, Thunder Rosa showing signs of respect to Mercedes Martinez by bowing to her, showing her some love. You got to remember, these two ladies, they're Latinas. They're Latina sisters. And you got to remember, Thunder Rosa, Mercedes Martinez are very well-known wrestlers in the business. Very well-known. And sure enough, quite a bit happened after this match. All right, Mamba, thanks again for stopping by and chatting it up. We'll see you next time. Have a blessed weekend. But after the match, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, came down to the ring. Of course, he had Jamie Hayter and Rebel. And we had a special appearance by Cobra Kai's Martin Cove, Sensei John Kreese himself. Of course, they had a backstage interview where told Mercedes Martinez, you got to finish the job, but you got to get the win. Get the win, finish the job. And of course, Martin Cove made a special appearance. Britt Baker and the group came out to the ring. Martin Cove was sitting front row. And Britt Baker went over to Martin Cove and was like, well, that didn't work out. So what now? And then, of course, Martin Cove says, hey, told you she was weak. Now finish her. What's Cobra Kai? Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. No mercy. So they came in, beat down Thunder Rosa, had a pipe, handed it to Mercedes. Mercedes hesitated. And it looked like it wasn't going to hit Thunder Rosa, but instead, she got cheap shotted from behind. And they started beating down Mercedes. I had a feeling this was going to happen after the match, and Thunder Rosa showed Mercedes respect. I had a feeling that was going to happen. So I think before Revolution, we're going to see a tag team matchup. Thunder Rosa teaming up with Mercedes Martinez to take on Britt Baker and probably either Jamie Hayter or Rebel. Probably Jamie Hayter. But it has also been confirmed that Thunder Rosa will finally get her title shot against Dr. Britt Baker at Revolution. Well, folks, this is it. This is it. This is what I'm thinking. Either Britt Baker gets dethroned by Thunder Rosa at Revolution, which I honestly thought may be a little early, or some way, somehow, Thunder Rosa wins the Owen Hart tournament in May, And then she dethrones Britt Baker at Double or Nothing. But it looks like they may pull that trigger at Revolution. They might pull it at Revolution. She's getting her title match. You got to remember, Thunder Rosa won the Lights Out match that they had. So you know what? I could totally see Britt Baker retaining, or maybe, retaining by DQ. And then Thunder Rosa dethrones Britt Baker at Double or Nothing after winning the Owen Hart tournament. That could happen. I'd totally be cool with that. But hey, that could happen. Main event. Had ourselves a really good match. Main event was for the TNT Championship. Sammy Guevara defending against Darby Allin. It was a great match. Back and forth between these two. But then it came down to some interference as Andrade got involved, clocked Darby Allin really good in the head with the iPad as he was getting ready to go up for a coffin drop. Pardon me. And then pretty much Sammy Guevara finished him off with a GTH, got the pin, retained the title. So Sammy Guevara is still your TNT champion. They're hyping up more of this storyline with Andrade and Darby Allin. But also, Andrade blindsided Sammy with that same iPad and hoisted up both belts. So Andrade wants that TNT championship. So I think it's safe to say, look forward to. It's looking like Andrade may be the next challenger for Sammy Guevara. We'll see. Maybe it'll happen at Revolution. I don't know. It might be too early, but we'll see. We will see. AEW Rampage. Rampage was all right. Like I said, we got to see Serena Deeb do another rookie challenge, which she won easily. We got to see Powerhouse Hobbs qualify for the Face of the Revolution ladder match as he defeated Dante Martin. We got to see a pretty decent match. Trent Barretta versus Switchblade. Jay White making his AEW in-ring debut. So definitely enjoyed that match. That was back and forth. But Jay White was able to capitalize on a Blade Runner to get the victory over Trent Barretta. And yeah, hope to see more of Jay White, but we're probably going to see him in spurts. But he makes his successful AEW debut, in-ring debut, that is. But yeah, Jay White and Trent Barretta, good match. Good match. Breathe with the Switchblade. So that was pretty much AEW in a nutshell. And one very key piece that I forgot to mention. So there was a vignette / promo with the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King. And right at the end, you see a silhouette in the background behind Malachi Black. And I think it is safe to say that man, that silhouette, was Buddy Matthews, a.k.a. Buddy Murphy. I think that's who it is. Word is he's supposed to be joining AEW, and I think he is going to be the next member of the House of Black. The way I see it with Buddy Matthews, because you got to remember, Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black have had a lot of matches against each other, and he has yet to defeat Malachi Black. This dates all the way back to WWE, of course. If you can't beat him, join him. And I think that's what's bound to happen with Buddy Matthews. I think he's going to be the third member of the House of Black. And I think that is a strong trio. Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews. That is a sick faction right there. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. But yeah, that was Buddy Matthews. That has to be Buddy Matthews. And I think he has potential to do great in AEW. I think he's a great wrestler. He's had some killer matches. He's a former cruiserweight champion, former NXT tag team champion. The dude is great in the ring. Built like a tank. Very agile, quite a great cruiserweight, kind of like Pac. But at first I was thinking Pac was going to flip the script and join the House of Black. But I think now, after seeing that promo, that silhouette, it's got to be Buddy Matthews. It's totally Buddy Matthews. So looking forward to that. That should be great. That should be really great. And then I'll talk quickly, and then we'll finish the evening with the Wrestling Observer newsletter awards. The whole Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes leaving AEW, Cody joining WWE. As I said before, I don't know if it's so much that, he wanted more money or just the loss of like booking, creative pull. I just really feel like he had something excellent going with AEW since AEW's birth. He was a big part of that. The Rhodes have been a big part of that. Brandy, Cody, the Young Bucks, Jericho, Kenny Omega. His last stint with WWE when he was Stardust, he was made to look like a fool. They really made him look like a fool. And now he's leaving AEW and going back to WWE. The only thing I can think of is Vince is giving him the world. He's giving him the golden keys, maybe with some championship incentives. And word is supposedly he's going to be at Elimination Chamber, whether backstage or in the crowd or what. And word is he might get boosted for a match at WrestleMania. I don't know. I hope it works out for him, but I really don't get the decision. But I hope it works out for him. I felt like he had the keys already at AEW and had such a great thing going, but it's his decision. And with Brandy Rhodes, word is it looks like she's probably not going to be doing any wrestling or anything like that. I don't know if she's going to be doing anything with the WWE, or she may be just, taking it easy and just, being a mom, spending more time with their child. We'll see, but it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, so to end this episode, going to talk about the Wrestling Observer newsletter awards of 2021, the winners, and at least giving the top 5. Shout out to Twitter account at WrestlePurist for posting the information on the top 5, including the winners. So I just want to kind of run through each of them. So starting with the Luthez Ric Flair Award, which is the Wrestler of the Year. And the top 5, number 5 was Utami Hayashishita. 4 was Bryan Danielson. 3 was Shingo Takagi. 2 was Roman Reigns. And the number 1 winner for Wrestler of the Year, Kenny Omega. Overall, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of factors into this, but I gotta give them props. Utami Hayashishita was top 5 in the running for this award. And like I said, Utami Hayashishita is pretty much the ace, the current ace of Stardom. But Kenny Omega winning this award, it doesn't surprise me, but I mean, he had quite a year last year before, he dropped the AEW championship. So I definitely, Bryan Danielson definitely is up there. Shingo Takagi, I was kind of surprised to see him at number 3. I mean, I'm happy for him. I love Shingo, but I was just surprised. I didn't expect him to be up that high. But yeah, so he was number 3, but Kenny Omega was number 1. Okay, the most outstanding wrestler. Top 5. Number 5, Shuri. Yay, Shuri. Number 4, Will Ospreay. Number 3, Kenny Omega. Number 2, Bryan Danielson. Number 1 was Shingo Takagi. So, New Japan Pro Wrestling Shingo made number 1 as most outstanding wrestler. It's kind of weird. He won most outstanding wrestler, but Kenny Omega won Wrestler of the Year. But yeah, Kenny Omega was number 3 as most outstanding wrestler. That's kind of interesting. But hey, like I said, I love Shingo. And Shuri was on the list. She was number 5. So hey, I love Shuri. One of my favorites. Okay, Tag Team of the Year. Top 5. Number 5 was Shuri and Julia. Kind of surprised to see them as in the top 5. Very, very surprised to see that. Number 4 was the Dangerous Tekkers, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. Number 3, FTR. Hey, North Carolina boys, yeah. Number 2, Lucha Bros, Penta, El Cerro Miedo, and Rey Fenix. And the number 1, the Tag Team of the Year goes to Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. I was hoping another team would have gotten number 1. I mean, shoot, I would have been fine with the Lucha Bros, but I mean, it's the Young Bucks. I mean, they're going to be they're one of the most popular tag teams in pro wrestling. So I can't be too shocked that the Young Bucks won Tag Team of the Year, but it would have been nice if it was the Lucha Bros or even FTR. But yeah, Young Bucks are your Tag Team of the Year. Best on the interviews. Number 5, Dan Lambert. Number 4, Jon Moxley. Number 3, CM Punk. Number 2, Eddie Kingston. And the winner, best on the interviews, number 1, MJF. Don't have anything against this list. I think that list is pretty accurate. I have no complaints. Okay. Promotion of the Year. And they actually listed 8. Top 8. So top 8 Promotion of the Year. Number 8, Impact Wrestling. Number 7, Pro Wrestling Noah. Number 6, WWE. Number 5, UFC. Number 4, Game Changer Wrestling, GCW. Number 3, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Number 2, Stardom, World Wonder Ring Stardom. And number 1, the best promotion of the year goes to AEW, All Elite Wrestling. I have to say, I gotta give mad kudos to Stardom. Ranked at number 2, meaning they're pretty much the top promotion in Japan. According to these rankings, they're the top promotion in Japan. Stardom. Wow. Number 2 for promotion of the year. That's a big deal. But like I said, a lot of great things have been happening in Stardom. I encourage any and every wrestling fan, those that have never watched Stardom, I would highly recommend Stardom. Highly recommend. But kudos to AEW for taking home the top spot, the top promotion of the year. Match of the year. So the top 5 for match of the year. Number 5, Utami Hayashishita versus Shuri. That personally was my top match of the year, but I'm glad to see that it made top 5. Number 4 was Bryan Danielson and Hangman Page. To be specific, number 5, Utami Hayashishita versus Shuri, which was on June 12th, which was, I believe, Dream Cinderella. I think Yokohama Dream Cinderella. I think that's what that was. Number 4 was Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page, which was on December 15th. Number 3 was Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson, which was September 22nd, which that went to a draw. Number 2 was Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi on May 4th. And number 1, which was the steel cage match, the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros at All Out. I'm actually very proud to see that one match of the year. Definitely well deserved. Definitely well deserved. I cannot complain about that. But that's a great top 5, though. That is actually a great top 5. Okay. We have different country MVP. So the Europe MVP goes to Will Ospreay. The Mexico MVP goes to El Hijo del Vikingo. The Japanese MVP goes to Shingo Takagi. And the US/Canadian MVP goes to Kenny Omega. Overall makes sense. El Hijo del Vikingo, if y'all haven't seen him in action, I highly recommend checking him out. Definitely one of Mexico's best, for sure. Definitely totally understand why he got MVP for Mexico. But those selections make sense. Okay, we got the women's wrestling MVP. So the top 5. Number 5, Charlotte Flair. Number 4, Bianca Belair. Number 3, Shuri. Yay! Number 2, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And number 1, the ace of Stardom, Utami Hayashishita. Britt Baker at number 2, I thought was a little high. I would have put her at maybe number 3 personally. I would put Shuri over Britt Baker, but I mean, I get it. I mean, popularity wise, I get it. I mean, she's definitely not a better wrestler than Shuri, but definitely charisma, popularity overall, it makes sense. But Utami, definitely happy for Utami. Definitely well deserved. Alrighty, we got the feud of the year. The feud of the year, top 5. So number 5, CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. Number 4, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Oh, so a little MMA action there. Number 3, MJF versus Chris Jericho. Number 2, Utami Hayashishita versus Shuri. And number 1, which I can totally understand why this won feud of the year, Kenny Omega versus Hangman Adam Page. The build-up that they did for that feud was spectacular. Spectacular. And of course, what they did with Utami Hayashishita and Shuri definitely made great headlines. So, loved them, love them, love them. But the other ones were pretty good too. But yeah, definitely Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, excellent feud. All right. The Bryan Danielson Award, Best Technical Wrestler. So the top 5. Number 5, Kenny Omega. Number 4, Shuri. Hey, good to see Shuri up there on a lot of these categories. Number 3, the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham. Number 2, Zack Sabre Jr. And the winner of his own award, Bryan Danielson. Definitely some good selections. Kenny Omega was kind of interesting. But as far as the others, definitely would agree with. Good to see Shuri on that list. Jonathan Gresham, Zack Sabre Jr., great choices. But Bryan Danielson definitely made sense. Okay, the Bruiser Brody Memorial Award for Best Brawler. This was a very interesting list. So top 5. Number 5, Minoru Suzuki. Number 4, Shingo Takagi. Number 3, the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii. Number 2, Eddie Kingston. Number 1, the winner, goes to Jon Moxley. A very interesting list, but now that, after reading through this list, it kind of makes sense. It actually kind of makes sense. Jon Moxley winning this award, seeing Eddie Kingston on there, and even Tomohiro Ishii. Not who I would have thought off the top of my head, but when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. So I can dig that list. Okay, most overrated. Top 5 for this. Number 5, Keiji Muto. That's blasphemy. Overrated, blasphemy. Number 4, The Miz. And actually, that I have mixed feelings about that because I don't consider The Miz overrated because I think he's actually a pretty dang on good wrestler. Number 3, Omos. Number 2, Roman Reigns. Number 1, who won the most overrated award, goes to Evil. Personally, with Evil, he should have never joined Bullet Club. He should have never joined Bullet Club. I felt like he should have stayed with LIJ. I really lost a lot of love for Evil after he joined Bullet Club. So, but Keiji Muto has no business being on that list for most overrated. That's blasphemy. I don't care what anybody says. That's blasphemy. I don't. It don't matter if he's at the age he is now. That's blasphemy. Okay, the award for most underrated. Most underrated. So the top 5. Number 5 was Riddle. Number 4, Ricky Starks. Number 3, Mustafa Ali. Number 2, Chad Gable. And the winner for most underrated, Ricochet. Good list. Makes sense to me. No complaints about that. Okay. The Rookie of the Year. So top 5 for the Rookie of the Year. Number 5, Yuki Arai. Number 4, Nick Wayne. Number 3, Lady C. Oh, snap. Lady C made the list. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Lady C. Okay. Number 2, Jack Cartwheel. And the winner of Rookie of the Year, Jade Cargill. I get it. I just don't like Jade Cargill personally, but I can see why she won. All right, the best major wrestling show. The top 5, and this is actually a good list. This was a good list. Number 5 was Cyber Fight Festival, which took place on June 6th at Saitama. Number 4 was AEW Double or Nothing, May 20th in Jacksonville. Or excuse me, not May 20th, May 30th. Number 3 was Stardom Queendom, which was December 29th in Tokyo. Number 2 was AEW Full Gear, which was November 13th in Minneapolis. And the winner for Best Major Wrestling Show goes to AEW All Out in Chicago on September 5th. Yeah, good list. Have no complaints. I have no complaints about this list. All right. The worst major wrestling show. The top 5. Number 5 was WWE Hell in a Cell on June 20th in Tampa. Number 4 was WWE SummerSlam on August 21st in Las Vegas. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Number 3 was WWE WrestleMania Backlash on May 16th in Tampa. Number 2 was WWE Extreme Rules in Columbus, Ohio, and on September 26th. And the number 1 worst major wrestling show, the winner of the worst major wrestling show, was WWE Survivor Series on November 21st in Brooklyn. Personally, I probably would have moved SummerSlam to number 2, but Extreme Rules was pretty bad. So I would have put SummerSlam at number 2, but this list I can totally understand. But yeah, Survivor Series as the winner of worst major wrestling show, yeah, it was pretty freaking bad. Let's see. We got a couple of more left. Almost done. Oh, geez. Check this out. So the award for the most disgusting promotional tactic. Oh, this ought to be interesting. Number 5, Triller having Evander Holyfield box. There's a two-way tie for number 3, which is WWE using releases and storylines and their handling of the COVID pandemic. Number 2 was WWE's continued relationship with Saudi Arabia. Jeez. And number 1, oh man, was WWE firing wrestlers during the pandemic while setting profit records. That I can agree with, because you got to remember, 2021, they had their biggest revenue success of the company. Record-wise, they set a new record for revenue gain last year. But yet, they released so many wrestlers due to budget cuts. So I am not surprised that won the award for most disgusting promotional tactic. Not surprised at all. Okay, the promoter of the year. So, top 5. Number 5 was Takaki Kidani. Number 4 was Brett Lauderdale. Number 3 was Rousey Ogawa. Yay, Stardom. Number 2, Dana White. And number 1, the promoter of the year, who pretty much won it in a landslide. Pretty much just about a landslide. Tony Khan for AEW. Big win for AEW for Tony Khan. It's been putting it in. Putting that work in. All right, the award for Best Booker. So number 5, Brett Lauderdale. Number 4, Gato of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Number 3, Sean Shelby. Number 2, Rousey Ogawa. Yay, Stardom. And number 1, once again, and pretty much just about almost a landslide, Tony Khan for Best Booker. So, wow, Best Booker and Promoter of the Year. Double whammy there. All right, the award for Best Non-Wrestler. This was actually a pretty, I would say this is a pretty spot-on list. Number 5, Malcolm Bivens. Number 4, Taz. Number 3, Dan Lambert. Number 2, Don Callis. And number 1, which this was actually closer than I thought it would be, but number 1 goes to Paul Heyman. It was close between him and Don Callis. Very close. All righty. The award for Best High Flyer, Best Flying Wrestler. And honestly, this one, I don't agree with the number 5 pick, but that's just me. But top 5, number 5 was Nick Jackson. Number 4, Will Ospreay. Number 3, Dante Martin. Number 2, El Hijo del Vikingo. And number 1, which I 1,000,000% agree with, especially last year, Rey Fénix is your winner for Best Flying Wrestler. Personally, I think Ricochet should have been in the top 5 instead of Nick Jackson. Me personally, I think it should have been Ricochet. But still, a pretty solid list. And like I said, Rey Fénix winning makes total sense. Okay. The winner of the Hodge Award, which is / non-heavyweight MVP. Non-heavyweight MVP. So top 5. Number 5 was Shun Skywalker. Number 4, Desperado. I think they mean El Desperado. Number 3, Hiromu Takahashi. So the Time Bomb. Number 2, Rey Fénix. And number 1, the winner of the Hodge Award, goes to Darby Allin. Not who I would have thought off the top of my head to win this, but I can dig it. I really can't complain about that list, to be honest with you. So I can dig it. Okay, the winner for the most improved. So the award for most improved wrestler. So top 5. Number 5, Jungle Boy. Number 4, Jeff Cobb. Number 3, the Golden Phoenix, Saya Kamitani. Number 2, Dante Martin. And the winner, which this was a surprising pick, but I actually agree with it. The winner goes to Ty Conti for most improved wrestler. And you know what? Overall, this is a pretty good list. Like I said, I love that Saya Kamitani was in the top 5. You know, she just recently not only won the Cinderella tournament, but she won the Wonder of Stardom Championship last year. As I predicted, she was going to become a singles champion before the end of 2021, which she did at the last minute. So I agree with this list. I definitely agree with this list. All right, the award for worst television show. Ooh, this one was a pretty easy one to pick. But top 5. Number 5, WWE SmackDown. Number 4, WWE 205 Live. Number 3, Impact Wrestling. Ouch. Number 2 is WWE NXT 2.0. And then number 1, which was pretty much an easy one to pick, and it's been so consistent, WWE Raw. And I think it will not get any better anytime soon. But Raw winning that award, worst television show, does not surprise me at all. Okay, the award for best weekly TV show. Top 5. Number 5, Impact Wrestling. Number 4, WWE SmackDown. Number 3, New Japan Strong. Wow. It's actually pretty cool to see that in the top 5. That's actually pretty cool. Number 2, AEW Rampage. And number 1 goes to AEW Dynamite. Wow, a lot of love for AEW there. And, you know, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. All righty. The award for the worst promotion of the year. Ooh. This was a pretty straightforward list. So top 5, worst promotion of the year. Number 5, NWA. Number 4, Impact Wrestling. Number 3, Ring of Honor. Number 2, CMLL. And number 1, which pretty much got it in a landslide, WWE. Can't say that I'm surprised. All right, the award for Best Gimmick. So, Best Gimmick, top 5. Number 5, Danhausen. Yay, Danhausen. Number 4, Malachi Black. Number 3, Hangman Adam Page. Number 2, Orange Cassidy. And number 1, the winner for Best Gimmick, goes to Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table. I guess this list is pretty accurate. All right. The award for the worst gimmick. The worst gimmick. So top 5. Number 5, The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Number 4, Happy Corbin. Number 3, The House of Torture. Number 2, Nikki Ash. And the number 1, the winner for worst gimmick, goes to Alexa Bliss. Not sure I would put The Fiend on there, but I can kind of understand why some would put The Fiend on there, Bray Wyatt. But, at least it had a low number of votes, but was the top 5. Happy Corbin. The rest of the list, definitely I agree. Definitely I agree with. House of Torture made no sense. Happy Corbin is dumb. Nikki Ash was weird and crazy and totally unnecessary. And Alexa Bliss, with just the infusion of The Fiend, it just didn't really work too well. Okay. The worst match of the year. Top 5 for worst match of the year. Number 5 was Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler on June 21st. Number 4 was Britt Baker and Rebel versus Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero on June 30th. It was definitely a match that was very unnecessary. Number 3 was Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss on May 21st, which was dumb. Number 2, Randy Orton versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt on April 11th. And number 1, which actually I definitely agree with this being the winner of the worst match of the year, was Damian Priest versus The Miz, that had all the zombies, the zombie lumberjacks. Yeah, that was crazy dumb. But yeah, mostly this list is accurate. Definitely accurate. And let's see. So one more. Worst feud. So worst feud of the year. So top 5 for worst feud of the year. Number 5, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Number 4, Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman. Number 3, Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. Yeah, that one was pretty bad. Number 2, Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. Ugh. And then number 1, which I definitely agree with, the winner for worst feud of the year, Randy Orton versus The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. Definitely a very, very trash feud. But yeah, that is those are your Wrestling Observer newsletter award winners for 2021. That's quite a list. Definitely quite a list. And yeah. I'd say most of those lists were definitely accurate. Definitely accurate. And like I said, congratulations to The Undertaker. He will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, the 2022 Hall of Fame. So very cool to see that. And yeah, that'll pretty much wrap up this edition of Pro Wrestling Talk. Like I said, we talked a lot tonight. There's a lot that went down this week. We got Cinderella Journey coming up. Kairi Sane is back home at Stardom. We got Elimination Chamber coming up. The road to AEW Revolution continues. We recently had NXT Vengeance Day. We're getting ready to kick off the Women's Dusty Tag Classic. So there's a lot to look forward to. Whole lot to look forward to as we get ready to getting close to ending the month of February and entering into March. So a lot to look forward to. But that will do for this episode of Pro Wrestling Talk. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on the recent events and the upcoming events, what you're looking forward to. Cinderella Journey, Elimination Chamber, everything that's coming up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can catch every video I upload. And thank y'all so much for watching. Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining, for chatting it up with me. And I hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Stay safe. Enjoy yourselves. I'm your host for this Pro Wrestling Talk, Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming. Take care. I'm out. Have a blessed weekend. Peace.